You know, the yeah, we always talk about how, "Oh, you kids, when you young kids, you missed out when girls were thin and hot." Let me tell you something else you missed out, the analog days when things worked. Everything wasn't digital, and, like, you have to press all the buttons and update drivers, and microphone wasn't working, and taking time out of my highly important, highly busy schedule here at the Northern Command, we're back. And let me tell you, I did a favor, but maybe not that big of a favor. So most of you maybe know who Kevin Savo is. He's kind of a regular here in these circles, and he uh amateur or borderline professional filmmaker. And I watched one of his movies, Captain Savo, a play on his last name. And I want to explain why he filmed it that way, but he swore me to secrecy. Don't tell people. I'm like, all right, I won't. He says, if you really want to watch what I'm capable of, watch the opener. That's my full length feature film that was done 4K. Everything's professional, doody doody do. And I'm like, all right, I'll because the Savo. How do you not watch Captain Savo? How do you not watch that? So those were 20 minutes long, so they're funny, and Donovan Sharp's in it, Rolo's in it. So okay, I got to see it. And it was fun. It was fun. But he says my full length feature film. I'm like, ooh. Already the stingy old man in me with my time because I have so little of it left. Ooh. Full length feature. Not starring Bruce Willis, I assume. And I watched the preview of the trailer, and it's Gen Z millennial emotional coming of age drama, girls crying, no, and he's going to aspire to be a rap artist. I'm like, this is not. I don't want to watch that. No, I don't really. And I even said, I'm going to watch your vag juice of a movie about millennials hitting puberty or whatever. And he's like, yeah, it may not be your cup of tea for movie, but watch it in terms of production. And so I said, okay, I'll do it for him. But I also conveniently had to fly back to Rapid City, 2 hour flight. I downloaded the MP4 from YouTube, put it on my little phony phone. You kids can do that now. I'll explain it to you one of these days with my technological advanced genius. And so I started watching it, and I was absolutely amazed. And girls talk about their, crotch fruit. Children are amazing. And so the word means I was amazed. I was in the state of amazement. Because this was a amateur, not professional production, not descriptive. I'm saying financially, Kevin never worked in Hollywood. And if you watch it, I've linked to it down below. I dare you to say it doesn't look like it was done in a professional studio. It looked like a real movie. Everything from like the cuts to the plot to the script. The scripting was great, not jarring, no plot holes. And maybe if I was more of a film buff, I would have seen some mistakes, like a microphone boom or something like that. Uh, but being a regular old guy in terms of viewing films, I think the vast majority of you would watch it and would have thought, oh, this is a regular production. This was made in Hollywood. So and going from the fact I probably wasn't going to like the plot, I said, okay, I'm going to watch it for the production purposes, production value. I was floored. I'm like, this is great. Yeah, I kind of know Kevin. He doesn't know how to smoke. For a kid who's pretty dumb and doesn't know how to smoke cigars, I'm like, this is impressive. So and it was a good enough plot, and I'll get to the acting later, but it's a good enough plot. It kept my attention. I've seen worse in-flight movies coming out of Hollywood. And yeah, I know Kevin. He's that kid, who tries to smoke cigars. And so, yeah, but it was a good plot. It was a good show. So, and then finished off probably 20 minutes before my flight. Then I broke out Saints Row on my Switch and played like a teenager. And I was like, "That's good. That's really good. I am amazed." And so, but and let me talk about the acting before I go on to the main point I want to make about this. Uh, Also, what like there wasn't a disturbance at all, like a kid crying in church. The acting was all great. And Kevin used his brothers and family and friends, and it was loosely based off true events. So he's good. Oh, that was another thing. I didn't know Kevin had chops. Kevin's got acting chops, but he's got rapping chops too. And so he got in a bunch of rappers, real rappers, to come in, and I don't know who they are because the last time I listened to rap was when it was original. Run DMC, Cypress Hill, old school. Everyone remembers Third Base. That's old. Maybe would the Beastie Boys be considered this more funk? But everyone he got to star in that thing, you think, oh, they're gonna be, like the 5-year-old kid acting at the Christmas school play. Like, holy cow! It was like maybe a little like, oh, yeah, but Kevin, let me tell you something else you did really good. Uh, you did the opposite of Baby Driver. Baby Driver, horrible movie. Don't watch it. Save your time. But what perturbed me the most about it, outside from the outlandish premise that a Gen Z or kid knows how to drive standard transmission, let alone has his driver's license. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Very funny, sir. Was the romance subplot, especially when the kid and the girl at the diner meet, because you watch and the girl's doing all the work. And as I've gotten older and I look back at it, like all the romantic plots you've seen, if it was the real world, the guy would be doing all the work, but they don't do it that way. The girl has to be proactive. The girl has to say something clever and witty and take initiative. That's every romance plot ever. But it was so pronounced, it crystallized my observation, my thought of it. I'm like, this would never happen in the real world. Girl wouldn't go up to this guy. Girl wouldn't even give this guy the time of day. And she's like, "Oh, we should go out sometime." Like, what fantasy? Like, I didn't know what was more believable, that a girl in Gen Z would go up to a guy and do all the heavy lifting, or Gen Z kid had a driver's license, knew how to drive standard transmission on top of it. All right. Savo, who wrote and did, the thing and all that, probably just not his own. I don't want to steal credit from somebody who all really, but when he wrote it, it was realistic. There was with they were in the car and they're singing to each other, and that made sense. But like, I'm like, you guys didn't come. You had those lyrics rehearsed, but it had to be for the sake of the movie. But that was one of the most realistic interactions on how a relationship would start between men. It was very real, very believable. And so, in addition to good writing, the actors, Kevin, your crew out there, whether they're the rappers that came in and lent some credit or talent rather, or your buddies or your family members and all that. I was like, dang, and Kevin's a good actor too. For a kid who doesn't know how to smoke cigars, probably doesn't know how to golf either. Anyway, so it was through and through, by the definition, a professional grade movie. I'm sure purists, jerkwads who study film in college instead of make films would probably find some flaws. But to your average moviegoer public, that was a good movie. And if you like, what would it's? I guess drama, a personal development, coming of age story, maybe. Underdog. A lot of people would claim it's 7 Mile with Eminem, which I did not get that impression. I thought it was more at first Train Spotting, and then with a little bit of Clerks, not because it was cheap or anything like that, but it was filmed in the same rough area, the east of the Mississippi. Well, the Clerks was filmed in Jersey. Yeah, but Connecticut and New York's the same. No, it's not, man. No, it really is. It really is. Especially once you get past Pennsylvania, man. Don't tell me you're all like, oh, dude, Pennsylvanians. Am I right? Dude, you're across the river in Jersey. What are you talking about? Long Island people. We ain't from the city. The hell, and we're not from Yonkers. Okay, buddy. All right. But I did enjoy because it was filmed probably a little bit. It would look cooler, temperature wise. It must have been filmed in like late fall or winter. But that added an air to it. I was trying like, where are they? Where are they filming? And I don't know that much about. I thought it was Long Island, to be honest, maybe a little bit further out. But anyway, so it was through and through professional. Everyone did a great job acting. Felt very neighborhoody, very authentic, and just a good. And if you like that type of movie, you would very much like this show. Right? I don't like that genre. If we wanted to critique the type of movie, I get rid of all the girls, but that's why I'd save every movie because romance plots ruin it. I totally appreciate how he had the girl 1 didn't fully dump her, and then there was girl 2 who was more cerebral and with him. And then when you said that you loved her, it's like, dude, you've been dating this bitch for 45 minutes, maybe 3 days according to movie time. Well, how do you and what? But kids are young. People could drive standard transmission in Magic World. But I didn't like that. I didn't like young kid coming of age. She's gonna make it. Like Disney made enough of those. So I didn't like that genre. But that doesn't mean I couldn't enjoy it. Like I'll give you a parallel example. Down with Love. I don't like romantic comedies unless they're old school classic like Cary Grant or Jimmy Stewart. Just geez, you are gonna kiss me or something. Oh no. But Catherine, I don't know what you're doing. What are you talking about? But Down with Love was kind of the embodiment of all the 50s, 60s romantic comedies. And it was very clever. Now, I was laughing my ass off. It was probably more of a comedy, but it's not my type. It's not my thing. It's not my car. But I could still appreciate it. So if it isn't your thing and you want to go watch it, I got a flight. Go ahead and watch it. But if let's say you like that type of movie, you'll love this movie. It's a good show, good plot, good story. And everything else is so normal, you wouldn't know anything was wrong. You wouldn't know. And then here's the other. You watch this. Made it on $8,000. He made that movie on 8 effing grand, which is what makes it a truly amazing account. I even told it's miraculous. And the only thing you're left to conclude is like, how the hell is Kevin not picked up by a professional studio right about now? How come he doesn't have like financial backers in Hollywood? Now he kind of explained it to me. Shock. Hollywood isn't about talent. Did you know Hollywood is out of ideas? And if you want to make it in Hollywood, it's who are you related to and whose dick you suck? Shocking, I know. South of where they filmed it, Wall Street. Did you know that you're not going to get ahead in Wall Street unless you suck the right dick and went to the right schools and have the right parents? Shocking, I know. But it is so dysfunctional, as is with many things, as many of you have found out with the Great Resignation. You're going to do the gig economy. You don't have time to wait for these gray-haired boomers like me to get their heads out of their asses, stop funding their cousin or their nephew's crap film, and actually toss some money and a real budget behind a talented individual. So I don't even know if we can have the days of like Kevin Smith. Sorry, different guy, wrong race. Just because Kevin Smith is white, Kevin Samuels is black. See, did you get that? That's right. Kevin Smith had a heart attack too. Anyway, it is more of a testament that Kevin has not immediately been picked up. Like there's no talent recruiters out there in Hollywood or the film industry says, check out what this guy did with $8,000. 8 freaking grand. And he may not have won the fight, but man, he got a punch on the champion right there. Like you thought that was a professional boxer going in there. Like that was a real movie. That was done on $8,000. And so in concert with the fact that most of the formal economy, especially the movie industry in the United States, is horrendously corrupt, inept, incompetent, and bankrupt of any creativity and ideas. For those of you who are interested in doing films, watch this film. And I would also say read Seth Himes' book on film school, and he made his own film too. This is the way to go. You're going to have to do your own film, and you know what? Technology is going. Look at me, I'm an idiot. I got a TV show kind of because of internet and modern day technology. If anything, Kevin's film should prove to you that you can do this on your own. You got to have the chops and the skills and work hard. I'd be curious how many hours went into filming this. But this is the most direct path and route to being successful in film, I would say modernly. Yeah, it's the same. It's not the same. It's identical. It isn't parallel. It's identical to how I got into writing books. I just did it. The technology allowed for it finally, that I didn't have to like submit my transcript to some dick sucking piece of shit, needle dick New York publishing house who is not only publishing his cousins, but fucking the other cousins as well. A lot of cousin fucking between New York City and Wyoming. All right. So there is no reason to even buy, fine. Go ahead, produce your thing, produce your film. See if Hollywood or any of the real financiers are going to back you up. And if they're not, don't expect it, because they weren't probably going to anyway. Are you their fuckable cousin? You're not. No money for you. Are you a complete affirmative action hire like the chick who's now in charge of Star Wars? You're not. Well, no money for you. You make good movies with a good plot and the original transcript. Whoa, definitely. And you're not my cousin. I want to. Whoa, no money for you. So you're all going to kind of have to do it yourself. And that's what I really like about this, where it's like, look, $8,000, and he pulled that off. That's awesome, man. And I'll tell you, no, I don't want to watch the Tiger Show. I don't want to watch Twinder Swindler. I don't want to watch the Pointy Chair Show. I don't want to watch Squid Game, Octopus Play, whatever the hell they call it. I don't want to watch that. It's all scripted. It's all bullshit. It's all shit. And even though this wasn't my type of movie, this was a high quality movie. This is a high quality show. Good story. If you want to see good movies again, you put the money in these guys' hands who are original and got skill and talent and a work ethic, and then you have good movies. I asked him, I said, he's like, yeah, if I had $30,000, I could do a really good job. I'm like, if the opener wasn't a good job, in your opinion, I'm afraid to find out what is a good job in your opinion. And I was like, well, what's the plot? He's like, it's going to be a drama. And I'm like, oh, no. Not a Gen Zer driving standard transmission, falling in love with women again. Not this again. God, don't do it. Like, can you like an action flick, like a dirty cop movie, good old war flick like Kelly's Heroes, but something, original? But that's his motif. But point being, one, have confidence. Two, if you like dramas, maybe contact Kevin Savo. See if you want to. He's looking for financiers. And here's where I don't know how you make money making movies. He has this for free on the internet. I don't know why. That's The Economist to me. Maybe my quarter tribe blood in me. Not an American Indian tribe, a Jewish tribe, which is a joke, by the way. It's just, I didn't know you were just, I'm not. It's through blood. I don't know how you make money in a movie in today's world. Like, do you submit it to Netflix? Do you submit it to this place or that place? But if you are someone interested in movies in terms of a business opportunity, why don't you watch the opener link down below? If you just like good movies that are drama and young people doing young things, and there's a girl and there's conversation, well, I'm just like, can Bruce Willis come in with a machine gun? No. Admittedly, Kevin, I'm very impatient. I had never had patience for romance plots. None. There was Mira Sorvino, The Replacement Killers. Kevin, watch that. See, at least you fit it in logically. The romance subplot with the two gals. That made sense. That would be a very realistic thing that you'd find in the real world. But if you watch The Replacement Killers, it's horrible. They just force, for whatever effing reason, a romance plot in there. So he wouldn't do that. But if you're the type that, like, drama, underdog stories coming in, it was funny. There's some clever stuff. What was it, young fuck? You're 16. You're not supposed to be in here. See where they're in jail? It was good. It was good. Oh, where was I going with that? Yeah, if you want to watch it just for the sake of seeing a good flick, go see it. Go watch it. All right. But if you happen to be, I don't know, well-to-do guy and you're sick and tired of seeing shit on television and you'd like to see good stuff, contact Kevin, fund the kid. I'm still on I have no problems tossing him a couple bucks. I just don't want another sappy vagina juice tampon movie of Gen Zers doing Gen Z things. I don't want to. He's not all upset. The ending was good too. I see. I got an idea for a book that's a Western. I'm not telling anybody yet. But I don't know if that's the genre he could do. Kevin Smith always did the same thing, right? It was always young people doing things, saying, "Oh, women, am I right?" Oh, Chasing Amy. Oh, Kevin Smith went to the cancer lab and got some cancer samples and mutated them and made them super cancer and translated that into a movie. Oh, was that bad? Oh, it was horrible. But it was all generally like the John Hughes movies, kind of all the same except for Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, where it's like, okay, let's stop looking at teenagers looking at their navel. All right, I admit, Ferris Bueller's Day Off was awesome. That was awesome. But man, Breakfast Club, same cancer research facility. He got the cancer over there and he made it into a movie. I'll tell you this. Kevin Savo's movie is better than both The Breakfast Club and Chasing Amy. What was the other? But that's not saying much. It's not really. That's like saying you're taller than me. So not really. It's not saying much. So take a look at that movie. Maybe we do a fundraiser for Savo when he comes up with a script. Boy, where is everybody? Sunday, y'all watching? Oh, is it Easter Sunday? I think it's Easter Sunday. People, they don't go out on Easter Sunday. Hat and clogs, $2. What are we complaining about now, Cappy? Gen Zers who think they can drive standard transmission and girls come up and carry the conversation. That's what I'm complaining about. Goth Rocker, $7, $5. Goth Rocker 7 for $5. One of the must-watch movies, if you are a man, is the movie Heat. Oh, of course. Yeah, I saw it in the theater, man. That's how old I saw Armageddon in the theater. I saw Die Hard in the theater. Oh, never forget one of the greatest nights of my life, seeing Die Hard in the 8th grade. Didn't tell my parents because it was rated R, but my buddy Rob's parents let us come in anyway. I'm not kidding. Like one of the top 10, if not 5 days of my life, seeing Die Hard as a 13-year-old boy in the theater. But yeah, I saw Heat. Heat's a good movie. Heat's good. Little drawn out. There again, you got Al Pacino with the single mom he's dating. And then the chick that Robert De Niro's got to deal with too. What are you reading? What do you care? See, I bet you if we here, Goth Rocker, go back and watch Heat, where Robert De Niro was studying the metallurgical books. Replay that scene. I think they're at a diner, right? And she's the waitress. She takes an interest in him. See how much bullshit that is. See if that would ever happen in the real world. Guarantee you, if you go back and play that back, like, yeah, that doesn't happen that way. Yeah, the shootout where they escape the cover fire, Tom Sizemore. Moho Silver, 82, new guy, $10. Hello, Cappy. Here's some money through Elkins, though no, Elkins is not here. Yes, thank you for all you charitable people that wait to save up your shekels for the donations when I got to split it with Chad. I know you're all out there. Thank you, Moho Silver. Thank you. Chad, don't get none of this $10. Dame Dizzle, $5. What is that? Focus on yourself. F off. Oh, did you see that, Dame? I looked that guy up. He's this fat, yellow tooth British F-wit. Like, you look at him, he's got those beady eyes. And I just like, and just like, I know you have to protect your brand, but you know, you're practically pushing child pedophilia. And it's like, I just kept saying F off, Larry. And then you like respond 2 paragraphs. I say F off, Larry. If you guys, if you don't always talk about, go, if you want, follow me on Twitter if you're not on Twitter already. And somewhere in there, it's this guy called Larry. It's the classic example where they try to get under your skin. I understand you're immoral and a piece of crap, but you know, you really ought to think of the chill. I just said F off. I like kept going and kept, and then he stopped. I was like, I could do this all day. Could do this all day. Have you ever watched The Wire? It's a show based on cops and politicians. Was that the Baltimore thing? No. I think I watched a little. Here's another thing. I can't get into serious stuff. I only got so much energy left, and I really need happiness and joy in my life. So if anything, I watch funny things like the old Magnum PI. Oh man, Bill Burr's latest one, Paper Tiger. Holy cow, brilliant. I don't watch TV. That's what I was gonna say. Is it's kind of like for me to sit down for 2 hours and watch a movie. It's got to be real good because I'd rather do this or go for a hike or do anything else because movies are that bad. So I really don't like sitting and watching stuff. But yeah, The Wire. What was it? People were saying I'd really like The Boys, and maybe I'll go watch The Boys. But it's just, and what was it? I had a really good friend. He is still my good friend. He says, "Did you watch Cowboy Bebop?" I'm like, "No, I heard it was all woke as hell." He's like, "Yeah, it's really good once you get past the wokeness." It's like, yeah, it's really good. It's really good getting past fucking this person after you forget they have a dick. Okay? It's like, no, I can't get past the wokeness. I can't get past that bitch who's like, oh my God, you know, like, I'm sorry, I just can't wear that outfit. And hey, you know what? F you. And there went your employment. I'm not watching that thing. I don't know how y'all thought that wasn't going to be cancer. I don't know how y'all thought that wouldn't be cancer. But yeah, I don't have the energy to get into serious drama. I just don't. I need humor. I'm more likely to watch Golden Girls than I am The Wire. But honestly, I'm going to be watching a lot of Western. That Yancey Derringer. That's a fun show. That's a fun, good old fashioned show. Unfortunately, only lasted 1 season. But that I got to get into. I promised my girlfriend I won't watch it until we're in the same bed together and we get to watch it together because that was a real. You guys go ahead and watch it without me. Watch that. That is a great show. Yancey Derringer got a bit of everything for everyone. Kids loved it. Adults loved it. Very clean. And he's just such a very fine Southern gentleman. Why would I say that? That offends me, sir. He got the hat and the vest and everything. Oh yeah. Okay, that's it. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.